So when I think about the market for philanthropy, what I envision is a market with three players. You have the government, you have charitable fundraisers, and you have donors. SPY will look at all of these relationships and how actions of one of those actors influences the behaviors of others. So for example, we've done a lot of research on how a charity can induce people to give more money for its cause. So essentially what happens is the Sierra Club or Make-A-Wish or Smile Train will give us a call. We will respond, yes, we'd love to help out. Our bottom line is we're trying to enlarge the pie. We have things that we know about philanthropy. We have things that we'd like to learn about philanthropy. So essentially, each time we set up these partnerships, we form an experimental relationship where we teach the partner how to think about experimentation, how to think about randomization of mail solicitations, how to think about randomization within a phone-a-thon, how to think about how to randomize different techniques for large donors. Now, SPY is not going to stop there, however. Where we're going is we want to know what influences people in China to give to a charitable cause, in Turkey, in Canada, in South America, in India. We have researchers on the team who are responsible for cross-cultural studies to think about what induces a person in South America to give to a charitable cause. Is that different than what induces people in North America to give to a charitable cause? What is it about the tax system that causes people to give more or less? Now, we're not going to stop there either. We will also be doing fMRI studies, so we can examine what induces people to behave in a certain way, and then we can look at their brain activities and see what exactly is the circuitry that's inducing them to behave in that way. So in this way, SPY is a very holistic approach. The bottom line is field experimentation and lab experimentation, but we won't stop there. We need to find out exactly what causes someone to give to a religious cause, for example. This can be done experimentally, it can be done with surveys, it can be done with fMRI. So the one aspect of SPY that is unique is our deep relationships with not only other charitable fundraisers, but also policymakers and practitioners. So when you think about the big questions in philanthropy, why do people give? Why do they give different levels over the life cycle? Why do some people give to religious causes, whereas others give to education? Why are people interested in helping the poor? What keeps them committed to the cause? These are all fundamental features of giving that we know very little about. And the reason why we know very little is because people have not engaged in active experimentation. They have basically shot from the hip. They've done things by gut feeling or by anecdotes. Our goal is to add science to the philanthropy sector. And scientifically, we will be looking at all sorts of questions. Why do people give early in the life cycle? Why do they give later? Why are 90% of the donations of money given by 5% of people in the US? How do the interactions of volunteerism and charitable giving play itself out in the economy? So if we invite someone to be a volunteer for our organization, does that lead to fewer charitable contributions from them? Or perhaps these are compliments. We ask them to come in to be volunteers and they end up giving more money in the future. These fundamental questions still are unknown because we have not used scientific principles to ask and answer these questions. So what I want SPY to become is the hub of knowledge for philanthropy. I want people from all over the world to come to SPY to answer questions like, what can I do to motivate people to give? What can I do to motivate people to keep giving? Once I transform a cold list person to a warm list person, how then do I keep them involved in what my charity is doing? So you might say, well, look, we should know that already. The charitable sector is a huge sector. The bottom line is we don't. And the reason why we don't is because people have not experimented. What I mean by that is people have not run controlled scientific studies.